So I have a good story about an encounter with a grizzly bear on the Highline Trail in Glacier National Park. I'm probably not the best storyteller, and I hate the sound of my own voice, but the details are important. There are some great videos and photos, but the most critical moment wasn't actually caught on camera. So I need to set it up for the rest of it to fit together. Although, as my friend Jacques said afterward, he could have had a really nice picture of me in front of a bear, but he chose life instead. So, for just a quick setup, Jacques and I are a couple middle-aged guys whose wives graciously allowed us to go on our second hiking trip and be gone for a week while they held down their respective forts. For this year, we wanted a good variety in trails and hoped to see some animals. We saw very little the previous year, so we chose Glacier National Park in Montana. I tried to do some research ahead of time and found many informative videos, including this bear safety video on the Glacier Park site. I'd highly recommend it, and yes, it looks like it was shot a long time ago on a camcorder. Here's a clip that stood out, and it is very important to the story.
Grizzly bears. So look for those characteristics that distinguish the two species. Does it have a dish face or a more rounded nose? Does it have a big hump on its back? Does it have big claws? Or a grizzly bear. Color is not a good distinguishing characteristic. Grizzly bears can also be quite dark or they can be quite light. Sometimes the bear will stand up on its hind legs to get a better look at you. So be aware of what that bear's doing. If that bear's looking at me and it appears as though he's trying to identify me, I'll try my best to let him know I'm a human while backing away. Say, hey bear, it's okay, it's just me. And most encounters end that way. The bear moves away, the people moves away, everybody's fine. When the bluff charge starts, stop, hold your ground, and say, whoa bear, whoa. When the bluff charge stops, continue to back away. But again, being aware of your surroundings is very important. Carry your bear spray, and most important of all, make sure you make noise when there's a chance that you might encounter a bear at close range.
Based on the recommendations in the video and on a couple websites, we got some bear spray, and I decided to get an air horn. This is our exchange in some messaging, which is pretty funny looking back. So we get to Glacier after 22 hours of driving. We do a short hike at Avalanche Lake for a great view, and we see a black bear across the lake. Jacques does some photography as a hobby, so he's well equipped to get some pictures, and he carries 2 big cameras on the hikes. The next day we do Grinnell Glacier Trail, and we get there early hoping to see more wildlife. The trail starts off in some dense woods, and there's a sign immediately warning of the dangers in the park and being prepared. It is worth reading some of it. Since we were pretty much alone that early in the morning, we get out our bear spray and I get my air horn, and we have them reachable in the side pockets of our packs. To get some nervous chatter going as we walk through the woods, we keep saying, "Whoa, bear," half-jokingly. We don't see a bear, but did see fantastic scenery and a moose. The hike was great. One day left in Montana and we were pretty sore, but we thought, let's do the Highline Trail while we're here. The Highline Trail is a very long trail and not meant for those afraid of heights. Also, we wanted to get a shot of the moon we saw the morning before on the Going to Sun Road, so we headed out extra early to try to set up a shot. Unfortunately, we got a flat tire on the way up to Logan Pass, and we attempted to use some green goop to patch it, which of course was worthless. We got up to Logan Pass a little later than we expected, and we decided we were just going to do some of the trail and then head back to change to the spare. As we start the trail, Jacques and I were talking about the bears in the park on the walk from the lot, and I believe I said I'd like to see a grizzly yet, and he said, and I loosely quote, "The bear stuff in the park was all hype." The trail itself is narrow on a ledge for most of the first mile or so, and there's a handrail for some of it. It's wide enough for about 2 people to fit across, but if you slip on the edge, it's certain death. The important point is that you can go forward one way or back the other, and there are no other options. So we get past the cable part and come to a corner here on this green clump. You can kind of see the higher part blocks you from seeing what's around the corner as you come around it. Well, what happens next takes about 10 to 20 seconds. I'm walking along at a fairly brisk pace and come around the corner and stopped in my tracks to see a very, very large bear who looks right at me. It seemed like something out of a dream. When I reviewed this video after the trip, you can actually see the bear was sitting there waiting for us in my video a couple minutes before. So the rest of this happens very quickly. Jock is coming right behind me, and remember, we're rounding a corner. I tell Jock to get the bear spray out and reach for my air horn in my pack and start saying, "Whoa, bear," over and over and raising my hands up and trying to slowly back away, pretty much like the guy demonstrates in that video. At some point, I take a look back at Jock and see he's backing right up to the edge of the cliff and is about to go over because we're on that corner. And I try to get him to look back and move back on the trail. Meanwhile, the bear looks at us like a curious dog with round ears pointed right at us like satellite dishes. And he's up on his back legs a little bit to get a good look at us, and I continue my "Whoa, bear." And then he starts moving toward us like he wants to see if we'd be fun to playfully toss off the side of the cliff. At this point, it would probably take the bear about 5 seconds to reach us at the rate he's moving, and I hit my air horn hoping he'll turn back and go the other way so we could do the same. The bear jerks back and to the right, looking surprised, but then he starts coming for us again after a second of thought. We really have nowhere to go. You can't turn back and run, and it was pretty hard to move back and keep an eye on the bear as he's coming at you. I try a second time on the air horn, but press the button a little crooked, and it makes a little squeak. I kind of laugh nervously and said, "Oh no," and I'm thinking I just ran out of air horn juice, and this is how we both go. I think I said "hit him" to Jock, not really knowing if the bear was in range for the bear spray yet, but then I held down my air horn again for a long honk. And this time the bear runs off the trail onto the steep grass and runs right underneath us and back on the trail behind us. Jock's photographer instincts kicks in and he gets some great shots on his camera, and you can see from the hump on his back and the size of his claws that this is a grizzly bear. Then the bear goes back on the trail, and that's where I get some video.
I think I was talking about my horn, but yeah, don't stand on the loose rocks. Move over this way more. You're making me nervous.
Me?
Yeah, just go over to the middle of the path more.
This is bear country. If you look at the amount of shit, I think that's bear shit right there. I've seen
I can't spot him on the camera.
Oh.
Is that him all the way up there, or no? Walking down the path after the people?
Yeah, he just went around the corner now.
Oh. He looks like he's moving pretty fast. Holy shit.
Oh my. Somebody blow a horn or mace him.
Yeah, now they got him to turn around. Oh, I think they sprayed him. Now he's running towards us. Awesome.
Okay. Let's keep an eye on him.
Yeah, do you want to... Yeah.
Anyway, someone told us the bear did end up going down the hill further on out of our view. So, the real takeaway is that bear video was really important, as was the bear spray, even though we didn't use it. It would have been our very last defense, literally. The air horn worked, but it's not a proven thing, and I was just hoping to buy some time for the bear spray. I pretty much didn't sleep well the next couple of nights, reflecting on how really close we came to actual death. Had we not readied our bear spray and horn the day before, we wouldn't have had it out most likely, and wouldn't have had time. Anyway, be prepared.
This one's about the size of a Great Dane. Hi. Hello. I'm not going to walk by your back legs, I know that. What do you think? Oh, you didn't know I was there.